Hello, back in the Crème kitchen. We're gonna do another crash course, okay? What are we gonna work on today? Bechamel. I think it's a sauce that everybody needs to know. It's a basic white sauce. It's actually very simple. It's all kind of about the technique. So we're gonna start with the basic bechamel, and then once I teach you that, we're gonna do something really fun with it. One of many, many things you can do with bechamel. So starting off, I'm going to heat my pan up, and we're going to have it on about medium heat. So basically, bechamel is a French term for a white sauce. It starts with equal amounts of butter and flour. So for this recipe, we're going to have 3 tablespoons of each. So I'm going to melt my butter first. While that's melting, we're going to make sure we warm our milk. I'm going to use 2 cups. And for this, I'm actually going to do half and half. Why? It's a little bit richer, but if you don't have half and half, use regular milk. But for what we're going to do with this later, I think it works a lot better. So warm this up. You really only want to warm it up maybe about 1.5 minutes or so, okay? See, now look at my butter. Perfect time to add in your flour. Okay? We really only want to cook the butter-flour mixture for about as long as the milk actually warms in the microwave, okay? And we're down to 15 seconds. So the other thing that is going to help your sauce is when you slowly incorporate the milk and then you whisk at the same time. I'm just going to keep whisking until it starts to thicken and become nice and creamy. When you see it thickening is when you can add a little bit of salt. I'd say maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. And then a little bit of freshly ground black pepper, okay? And then something that they use traditionally in this French sauce is a pinch of nutmeg. Goes a long way. Look at how nicely that's thickened up. A nice, smooth, creamy bechamel. I'm going to have it on low, and it's just going to finish thickening up. And you guys, that's it. So now that I've taught you this little crash course on a bechamel sauce, I'm going to show you something really, really fun to do with it. Okay, so I know we talked about our basic bechamel sauce. I thought it'd be fun to show you something I do for my family all the time. I'm going to show you how I use bechamel in my queso. One of the things I never ever make queso without is some good old-fashioned American cheese, melting cheese. You can get this in your deli, okay? Usually they slice it, but I just say, hey, can you give me a chunk of that? And they're like, cool, I don't have to slice it. I decided to go with sharp white cheddar and some American cheese, okay? 8 ounces each. The other thing I'm gonna do, which I think is super fun, is I'm gonna infuse the milk. I'm gonna grab a garlic clove. And I'm gonna get a nice, good-sized garlic clove. Look at that. And that's all you need to do to your garlic clove. And I'm gonna drop it in my half and half, and when I let it heat up, it's gonna infuse all that flavor. So while that's warming up, I'm gonna add some flavor to the butter even, and how I'm gonna do that is red bell pepper, red onion. I mean, you gotta have a jalapeno too, okay? Save some of everything, because how I like to garnish is on top, put all those things you use to flavor the butter and the queso dip as a garnish. It's beautiful and it tastes great too. So I'm going to use about a 1/4 cup of minced red onion. So I just want to get all of these ingredients ready before I melt the butter. So I have them ready to just put in and saute. So then I want to use a sweet pepper because I'm going to use a spicy pepper too. And again, we're layering flavors. And I find it's easier to cut a pepper from the inside. If you're going to cut it from the skin side up, it's going to be harder to get through. There we go. Look how pretty it is already. Jalapeno. We're going seeds and all. Okay, so on to our bechamel. Again, we're going to start our pan on medium, and I'm going to add the butter, but before I add the flour this time, I'm going to add my jalapeno, my red bell pepper, and my red onion. In goes 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, our butter's melted. Now we're going to add our jalapeno, and then 1/4 cup of our red bell and our red onion. So pretty, and it smells so good. So on medium, we're just gonna wait until the vegetables soften, and then I'm gonna add the flour. I'm gonna grate my white cheddar. Grating your cheese will help make it melt really, really nicely in your bechamel versus just throwing it in or cutting up chunks. Okay, so now I have my vegetables really soft. I'm gonna add the flour. This is when you need your whisk because you're gonna start whisking again. Okay, so milk's ready. We're gonna incorporate. Okay, so just like we did with the bechamel, once it starts thickening, we're gonna season with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, not too much, okay, because you can always add more later, but remember, cheese has just naturally got salt in it anyway, all right? Okay, it's perfect. Now I'm gonna add my cheese. This is my handy dandy way of getting cheese in. So I turned it down a little bit, and now we just slowly want to melt this cheese. So that'll only take another 2 to 3 minutes if you have your cheese grated. You just want to take your spatula, turn, let it melt until it's to the right consistency and you have it as hot enough as you want. I'll show you what it looks like once we get it all in a bowl and ready to eat. Okay, you guys, I have my bowl of tortilla chips here, ready to go. I cut some cilantro from my garden. We're gonna use that as a garnish. So I'm gonna show you how I like to serve this. A little bit of red onion, a little red bell pepper. Boom. Then you want to take your cilantro and garnish on the side. I'm so happy that you got to see how to make a basic white sauce, and you know a different couple ways you can use it. And then look at this, queso for the family. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna see if my kids enjoy, and I'm guessing they probably will.
That would get to use probably.
This is super good.
Yeah. I love it when you eat a chip and I stab my palate. My favorite. That's really good.
Do you guys like how I put the garnishes, everything that's in there, I kind of garnish on top?